Good day, gentlemen.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody crying because we all came from hunger.
What's up? Late ill kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right. I ain't telling you no lies. NERDSoul Gaming. I am here with Open Mind. Say what's up, man.
What's up, Blurred community? And before we get started, nerd, I just want to say, whoever your grandma or auntie is, whoever that lady is that watches your show to support you, I want her to know that I have already washed my mouth out with soap, okay? And I know she threw them little green Bibles at me, right? So she hit me upside the head with the green Bible. I felt her spirit, nerd, okay? So Bella, I am gonna work on my mouth tonight. Okay?
All right. So we got Hidden Jewels in the spot. We got Prince Onyx in the spot. What's up? Thank y'all for rolling through. We're gonna get into, I don't know, what are you playing tonight, Open Mind? What you playing?
Right now, I'm actually playing Guilty Gear as we speak. I'm just playing Guilty Gear, but I'm not live. I'm live with you, but I ain't live on my channel. I'm just playing Guilty Gear.
I think I'm gonna go with some training, but I'm gonna do. Hold on. Let's go back real quick. I'm gonna get into some training. But I'm gonna take some matches too.
You finna get on Guilty Gear?
Yeah. I'm gonna take some matches. Okay. I'm gonna do some training, but we're gonna get some matches too. We're gonna take Faust out there because I've been seeing if anyone of Nage, RF, Hook, Gang God, look, I'm tired of seeing these tournaments in Guilty Gear, and like my boy Faust is not in the top. Now I know Faust has slow buttons, all right?
Yeah, but so is potential.
You know what I'm saying? I know he got slow buttons, but I'm like, come on, y'all. We need to get him up in that top 8. I need to see. Shouts to LK. I saw LK in the top 8 in the old Evo stuff I was rewatching like a couple nights ago. So shouts to LK, but he plays Milia, all right? And Milia be getting okay. All right, so so Milia be getting on my nerves. So you know what I'm saying? I can only respect that, but so much. But topic of discussion tonight, I wanted to talk about pop off and salt culture. Now, I've seen a couple of videos lately. I'm not going to call out the particular, the particular players or streamers, but they were like kind of like running back, like big salt moments, like the larger salt moments and stuff like that. And I was watching these salt moments, just like I don't know. There was something about it that was kind of, I don't know. Sophomoric was the thing.
Okay.
And I felt like the more I watched the moments, it felt more and more corny to me. Like it was almost like it was a frat boy culture.
I agree that conceptually that it's just corny, but yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
So with that, I was like, you know what? I want to see if I can get down to kind of like where we think it comes from. Because not everybody's into the salt culture.
Right. I'm one of those people who's not.
So
yeah.
There's this period or idea or point of this kind of frat boy culture mixed in with this voyeuristic culture of like always wanting to see this train wreck, and then this kind of energy around, how should I say, they want to see people like almost fight, but not fully fight. But when you do stuff like that, you put people in a position where bad things happen.
Right. Yeah, I follow
it. And I don't think we really know how dangerous these situations can get, because when I was listening to your particular podcast on Sunday, was it Sunday or Saturday?
Yeah.
Sunday.
It was Sunday.
So when I was listening to your podcast Sunday, there was a young gentleman that brought up the Madden tournament. I completely forgot all about that. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about Cass? Yeah. Shout out to Cass, by the way. Shout out to Cass.
Yeah, shout out. So I was like, yeah, I forgot how quick these moments can kind of turn from being something that's, cool.
Yeah.
Into something that's like, highly dangerous.
Well, we was listening to Cass tell his story, so I don't know how true that is, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that it's true. His story. Like anybody, the podcast we're talking about, I guess y'all would have to go to my channel and watch the Fightcast episode 8, I believe, if y'all want to see what we're talking about, to kind of get some context. But this isn't about Cass at all. This is just an example of when a situation on a video game, fighting game, basketball game, shooting, whatever game, as the trash talk escalates, it gets into real world, right? And this was the homie Cass's story as he was telling us. And if y'all just, I ain't gonna go into detail, y'all gotta watch the live stream to see it, you know what I'm saying? So, but basically he had a situation where he beat a guy in the game, the guy was talking trash, and they had to actually meet face to face. He met the guy face to face, nothing really, like, the guy wasn't really who he thought he was. And then Cass turned out to scare the shit out of this guy. But here's the thing. We're not this. So let's say we're talking about the guy that Cass had to go see. Let's aim at him instead of Cass, right? That guy was trash talking, provoking Cass, the homeboy, provoking him. So that's why I'm not gonna villainize Cass. The point is the people who actually talking the mess, and then you actually meet somebody who's really about that life, and then now you just got yourself in a dangerous situation over video games. Like, how far should you take your soul from a video game? And this goes to me psychologically. This is my opinion. I'm not a doctor or an expert. I think psychologically, man, people just got to learn how to take L's, bro. L's, period. A video game, a disappointment in life, a mistake, a plan that didn't go through. You know, if you were spoiled and coddled as a kid, you have a hard time accepting no, right? And this is this deep. I know it's deep, but there's layers to this. It's layers to this not being able to accept defeat. It goes beyond the video game, right? This is life. In life, some of these guys or girls, people, just have not, they have not been challenged enough. Their ideologies haven't been challenged. Their opinions haven't been challenged. You know, they just get what they want. They probably part of a yes crew. Nobody's really like making them work for something. So when life hits them upside the head where they got to earn it, they got to get turned down, they got to get dismissed, they got to get overlooked, that feeling of not mattering, not succeeding, making a mistake, shame, all of that can tie into the game. And if somebody beats you in a game, you can't take it, right? You just can't handle that loss. Where this guy in particular, who we're talking about with the homeboy Cass, couldn't accept the loss that Cass gave him in the game. He couldn't accept it. So words were exchanged. And here's another thing. People would say, a guy just talking trash, man, you gotta don't let it get to you. Which I agree with the soul of that message. Somebody just talking, and you shouldn't let it get to you. But some people are not strong enough to take words, right? Some people take everything you say seriously, and they'll test you on everything you say out your mouth. Whether you agree or not with that person's reaction to what you said, once you say something, you can't control how they react. So if you're going to be on the mic talking trash on this video game to people, right? I'll fuck you up if I see you. I'm sorry, auntie, please don't beat me up. I beat you up if I see you, or these guys who really make these idle threats over the video game. Somebody might test you on that. And then you can't then say, once the test comes to you, well, I was just playing, man. You can't let stuff like that get to you, bro. It's just the internet, man. You tripping off that stuff I said. Well, you said it. So while I agree with the soul of all of us not letting things get to us, control yourself, don't go to violence, you still can't then, you got to like put yourself in the shoes of the person on the receiving end of those insults, the receiving end of those threats. That person might not take it well, and they might come find you. Now, we've had a situation where it's a video game, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever you playing, PC. Y'all had a match, or y'all had a competitive situation, somebody won, somebody lost, and the trash talk escalated to a real-life circumstance where somebody got to physically get hurt. Take LTG, for example, Low-Tier God in Wisconsin, right? Low-Tier God in Wisconsin years ago, ages ago, had a Street Fighter 4 fight. Wisconsin beat him, was talking trash, and then the LTG couldn't take the trash talk, and he threatened to fight. They was about to fight. They had to get in between them at that little event, right? Remember that? That's old. Yeah. I know it's old and ancient. But this is LTG is an example of a person who can't take the trash talk, right? He wants to beat up Wisconsin. But think about it. LTG's bigger than Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a little skinny little twig. LTG's 6'5", muscular guy. Yeah, he's gonna pick on that guy, but LTG don't do that with everybody. See, there's guys that are just as big as, not bigger than LTG, who he don't square off on. He only squares off on little guys, LTG. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You got your tough guys who only tough with a matchup that's easy. If we're gonna talk fighting games, let's mingle fighting games with real life. We only want to take the fights that we can win. You know what I'm saying? Take that fight that's challenging. I would challenge a tough guy who's tough to fight another tough guy. You see what I'm saying? Don't be a tough guy and then fight the little pipsqueaks or the sissies or the weak guys. Don't fight him. You're a tough guy. Fight another tough guy. And that's the issue that I have with a lot of this shit. This stuff is you're so tough until you meet another tough guy. Now you're not tough anymore. What happened? Or you're a tough guy and you meet the person you've been talking trash to and they're not as tough as you, so now you feel empowered to beat them. But what if they were just as tough as you? Would you continue to feel empowered? Would you follow through with your threat, or would you back down because you see that they're as tough as you? And see, therein lies the truth pill that a lot of tough guys don't want to swallow. Are you only a tough guy when you're matched up against somebody who's not as tough as you? Or are you still a tough guy when the guy that you got beef with is just as tough as you? Do you back down, or do you follow through with your threat? And I can tell you honestly, nerd, they will not follow through with their threat when they actually meet the real tough guy in person. But they will follow through with it if they see that guy is not as tough as them, which to me makes you a coward at the end of the day. You're only tough when you're matched up against your matchup. But when somebody higher level than you fights you, now you ain't so tough. And I say higher level in real life. That means they got squabbles, they can fight, they can take a punch, right? And the best man win that fight in the grass. See, this is where manhood is tested. So I can't say from a expert's point of view. I'm just saying it's from my experience, what I've actually seen happen where guys are afraid to admit to, bro. That's my angle I'm coming at it.
All right, so what really got me was we were watching this my wife and I were watching this video, and we get into this moment where everyone's around and they're like excited. They're like, oh yeah, this is going on and we can't wait. And, we can't wait until this fight happens and they're face to face and all of this jazz, right? So
right.
Then, Gold Lewis getting McNasty on him, but I might have to take the L on this. So anyway, they let it go until they almost about to fight. Then that's when the security wants to step in. But I'm like, yo, bro, the damage is done now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The damage is done. Like the dude wants to fight now. So
right.
It's not gonna matter now because now he wants to fight. You know what I'm saying? Now they got to sit in this event together. Mad about whatever it is. And this could have been this thing could have been avoided. And I'm not gonna absolve the crowd because it's one of those things where it's like the crowd wants what it wants. So now the crowd is hype, and they want blood. Of course, they want blood.
I mean, it's like the Coliseum in Rome, bro. Like we're still, even though the Roman Coliseum doesn't exist, we still got football stadiums, right? We still got gladiators going out there hitting each other with pads on. We have fighting game tournaments on a world stage, not on your couch at home, but on the world stage. There's fighting game tournaments of all games, all genres, Tekken, Street Fighter, Multi Blood, Guilty Gear, all these little anime games that's coming out, right? And then they Evo announced the summer lineup for all the fighting games. So that's still a Coliseum-like environment. And I guess us as humans, we just love a good fight. You know what I'm saying? It's entertaining for us. So we have to take, as a whole, all of us who enjoy watching people fight, That's the Colosseum syndrome. So the Roman Colosseum is gone in its ancient history, but the Roman Colosseum kind of still exists on the football stadium, on the basketball court, in the boxing ring, in a UFC match, on the fighting game. You know what I'm saying? We're still kind of the same humans thousands of years later when we want to see we want to go to the Coliseum and we want to see the gladiators get down. Whatever the genre is, if it's a game, video game, if it's a sport, or if it's a downright drag out fight. So to not put all of the blame on the people who actually fighting, we got to put some. We got to as a unit, as a whole, take some of this. Like, how much do we enjoy watching people hurt each other? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of those muddy water situations, kind of muddy waters where we all got to take some responsibility. All of us, those of us who engage in the nonsense physical fighting, and those of us who like watching it, we all guilty of that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't beat everybody down as far as, and of course we would say don't do it, try not to, but I also want to be fair about it and say, hey, all of us enjoy a good fight.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So we all kind of need to grow up and mature, all of us as a whole, those of us who like watching it, those of us who like engaging in it. Because I think fighting is for survival. You shouldn't be fighting unless your life is dependent on it and you don't have no choice but to whoop this person's behind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other than that, you should just walk away because you got to work. And if you injure yourself in a fight, you can't go to work till you heal up. You know, it affects your livelihood when you get into a street fight. It does.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Win or lose, you can still get injured in a street fight. Even if you beat the guy up, he could have still injured you to where you can't go to work the next day. So did you win the fight? Really, honestly? You won, you beat that dude up, right? And he learned his lesson, but you off work for a week because you got a black eye or you got a bruise that you don't want to to see. You see what I'm saying? You didn't win the fight even though you won the fight. So that's how I see it.
And there's another thing that I saw that was interesting about another one of the clips is there's a group of people that are like egging it on, and one of the announcers were like, yeah, kind of bolstering up, instigating it, and then when it got to that point, then all of a sudden it's like, come on, y'all, you know we can't do this, you know what I'm saying? We can't, we can't be like this, yo. We can't, we can't do that. I'm like, y'all done lit the flame now, you know what I'm saying? It's like you done already got this going, and you know where this stuff goes.
Yeah.
But
I think from a gaming perspective, though, I think video games shouldn't lead to real life fights, though.
Nah.
I think because it's a video game. The game itself isn't real. It's all fantasy. It's all digital. It's all out of your touch. Like you can't reach out and touch your avatar. You just see him on your screen. So it'd be different if, let's say you playing Faust. Let's say you could actually have Faust come to your house and kick it with you, right? And you and Faust actually have a real relationship, and then you could control Faust and fight in real life type of situation. I could see maybe the emotional attachment to your avatar that y'all would get into a real life fight because you actually have real life engagements with the avatar fighter you're using. But since video games are on the screen and you're pressing buttons, I think you should leave it there on the screen. The win or the loss, the trash talk, because I would never tell you not to talk trash per se, but I would say you should consciously draw your own lines in your trash talk. So nobody should govern you, govern yourself. If you just feel the urge to talk trash to somebody on the game, no matter what genre, sports, fighting game, any type of competitive game, you come out the winner. If you feel the urge to talk trash, keep it clean. You know not to go too far, and you know when you're going too far because you're the one saying what you're saying, whether you're on the mic or whether you're talking in the inbox. So yeah, if you threatening people's lives, I wish your mama did, your kids, and you if you stepping outside of the realm of gaming with your trash talk, then now you're asking for trouble because now it's no longer about the game. Now you've insulted my family. Now you've insulted my kids. Whatever you
Yeah.
done said to me. And even though I probably should let it roll off my back, some people can't. Some people don't have the ability to let it roll off. And you got to
Or
give those people that.
you even have the situations where it's like, okay, they're trying to let it roll off, but you won't
But
stop.
you
Like
just
you
keep,
won't let
but
it
you won't
go.
stop. Right? You just keep going. Right. So that's where I say trash talk is it's a slippery slope because I'm not shunning trash talk while you're playing. You on the mic, you're on the game in a competitive situation. Men, we are testosterone driven creatures, so we're gonna talk trash. It is. I would be lying to myself if I thought that guys would not do that. What I'm saying is we need to draw lines. We need to govern ourselves and check ourselves in what we say to people. Because even if you are capable of beating somebody up, the only reason you and that person got into a fight is because of what you said to them. Whereas y'all wouldn't have otherwise fought in real life. They wouldn't have
I feel
otherwise
you.
physically injured each other in real life. The only reason you and this guy is even about to scrap is because of what you said to him, and he replied back, and now y'all went back and forth, but you started it with your trash talk because you won. So if it's all your fault if you get into a real life fight with a guy who you went overboard with your trash talk, it's your fault. You can't tell him, well, it's just words. You got to let it roll off. That may be true in spirit, but technically that person was provoked and they feel disrespected and they feel like they need to correct you and make sure you never disrespect them again. And if they succeed or fail in that endeavor, they still have a right to that. You don't get to decide how a person responds to you. You can only
Mm,
decide how
true that.
you engage them. So it comes back to you, the trash talker. How bad do you want to see a person salty that you would go so overboard and laugh and continue to laugh? It's not funny anymore when you meet that person. It's not fun when the rabbit got the gun. You see, so talk your trash, but draw the line. Cut it off. Shut it off at some point. Stop talking trash. Say what you got to say, get it off your chest, and move on. Don't continue because people will come looking for you. There are crazy people in this world, bro. And even if you win, let's say the guy comes looking for you and you actually succeed in fending that person off. You still physically harm somebody all over a video game.
Yeah.
Even if you were defending yourself, you acted in self defense. This guy attacked you, came and looked for you and found you because of what you said to him. You're still at fault because you provoked him. He wouldn't have otherwise cared about your existence had you not said what you said. You still got to take some accountability for the person who attacked you because they're not just randomly attacking you. They're attacking you for a reason. Put it in context. Why did this person look you up online, find your address, and come knock on your door? Because of what you said on the inbox. Because of what you said on the mic. You see what I'm saying? So all of us collectively need to see what part we played in the circumstance. What part did you play to happen for this to happen? I could just be an old man talking, but I just think that we go overboard with the things we try to do over this video game because at the end of the day, nerd, we're not winning any money. If you godlike and you high level, so what? It doesn't translate to real life. So why is it so important to you to be better than me at this game that you have to belittle me and insult my life and get me to react? And why? What are you getting from this? Those of you
Mm,
who participate in that. It's a rhetorical question, but what do you get from that?
yeah.
There has to be some type of self-esteem issues you're dealing with that you have to see people miserable for your own entertainment and your own amusement. That's something wrong with you mentally. You are statistic. Something's wrong with you. If you
Yeah.
get off on that. You
That
know what
that's it, it's one of those things that kind of it made me wonder because I saw whatchamacallit, let me load up because Guilty Gear just crashed. Sorry y'all, Guilty Gear just crashed. So let's roll it again. Let's see if it'll be nice to us. It'll be a beautiful game to us once again. But so the the whole issue of the fight comes in when I saw this. There was this one clip, and this guy's like, he's like, "Hey guys, I'm the best. I'm real good. Can't nobody stop me." And he's kind of doing
Right.
like, I guess you could say like general trash talk. He's not like actually
Yeah.
saying
In
it
general.
to the person, but he's just like,
Hmm.
I'm good. I'm kind of like sort of like a Muhammad Ali type, where it's not like he's not
Yeah, and it's
particularly talking
basically
about you.
selling the
It's
fight.
more like talking about himself.
He's basically selling the fight, basically
Yeah.
hyping the fight up. So
So
that's perfectly fine.
yeah. So at the end, he kind of beats this guy, and I can't remember who's playing. I wish I remember the clip, but the guy gets up and he's like, yeah. And at first he's kind of like pumping his own chest, not really facing the guy. But then he turns to the guy, and I'm trying to remember the clip. It's this big white guy. He has long hair. He looks kind of schlubby, but he's like yelling in his face, putting his middle
Mhm.
fingers in his face, like
Right.
yelling,
All
screaming, and stuff like that.
disrespectful. All disrespectful acts. Yeah.
And I was like, all right, man, look, you know, it's let's keep it in the game. Like I was like even someone who's pretty cool, like I consider myself pretty cool. Even at that point, I'm like, all right, man, let's keep it in the game. Let's
Hmm.
let's reel it in a little bit, because even though I'm a cool guy as a human, like Jules comes in and says that's a human trait. As a human, I'm still like, hey man, come on, back up. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't back up,
Yeah.
then that's going to make me feel a certain way. You know what I'm
Yeah, and
saying?
you're well within your human trait to react such a way, because now he got fingers in your face. Now he yelling in your face. Now at that point it's not video game. This
Yeah,
is real life. You in my face. You got your fingers up. You going overboard with your trash talk.
yeah.
Back
And
to
then
what
of
I
course the
said.
crowd is,
Yeah.
the Roman Coliseum's there. The crowd is they
Yep.
hype,
Right.
they
Right.
yelling,
Right.
screaming, they happy.
Yeah.
So
The Roman Coliseum. Yeah.
so they there, they excited. And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, man, come on, you gonna have to chill. And there's
Hmm.
security at the event in the clip. You can see the security, but not until the other guy gets ready to stand up, then they come in. It's like it's almost it's a weird sort of frat boy culture that wants to wait right up until the car crash and then kind of stop it. But there's no guarantee. Like even the CPT moment, was it CPT when Punk went into whose locker room was it? I can't remember who it
It
was.
was okay. So it was a team. It was IDOM, Team IDOM, but it was the other guy, because
Yeah, it was
IDOM was
another.
sitting on the couch.
Yeah, it
But
wasn't
the guy,
IDOM. IDOM seems
yeah,
way too. Shouts to
yeah,
IDOM.
IDOM didn't even get involved. He just sat there on the couch and let them battle it out. But I can't
Yeah.
remember the guy's name. But it was, but
Uh,
that guy was on IDOM's team. But I know you're talking about, because I saw the
and
clip.
and shouts to IDOM for. I don't think IDOM just seems like extremely cool, no matter
He
what.
is cool.
Like he's like he seems like
You know,
nothing really phases him. He's just
It
like,
doesn't, because when I posted the clip of him, of me and him fighting, he sure didn't call me a clout chaser. He just responded and was like,
mm,
"LOL, GG's." So yeah, he is cool. He's not. He didn't make it a big Twitter storm. He just retweeted my tweet and was like, "Good games, bro." I didn't. See, if I had to pick my favorite pro player, one of anyway, Idom is one of them. Even though he beat the crap out of me,
mm,
I didn't take it personal, and I posted the clip. It's like, I just fought Idom. Check out the clip. It's no big deal. But I actually did fight him. It was actually him. He acknowledged it. And it's no big deal. But he is a cool dude. He don't take it that serious. He's good at the game. He is a pro. He can handle. He can hold his own amongst the Daigos and the Punks of the world. But when he turns the game off, he goes back to being a regular human, and that's what I like about Idom. He's not taking this that serious, to where he wears it as a badge of courage. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm a pro gamer. You bow down to me. Like, that's not how I he's not that dude. And I like that aspect about him, that this is a video game. I'm really good at it, but that's where I'm going to leave it at. I'm going to leave it in the video game and not make
yeah.
it make it like a real life achievement. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really not that much of a life achievement that you've reached a high rank in a video game. We're happy for you. We're not hating on you, but I need you to grow up a little bit, right? Good job that you made it on high rank, but does it really matter, right? Does it really matter to the world that we must bow to you because you made it to a high rank? You know what I'm saying? You see, that's my issue with it. I think we get too immersed in the game and we forget about real world. I think we gotta, those of us who do it, I think we need to tell ourselves that, hey, this is a video game. Enjoy it while you're on it, but when you turn it off and leave it off.
So
don't go ahead.
So with that, for instance, with that particular clip, it's a CPT event, so it's like you know it's like security everywhere. We know the deal. You know what I'm saying? But somehow they still let this situation go on where it's like Punk is kind of getting to the harassment level right now.
Yeah, man, here's the thing with Punk. Okay, so everything I just said may not necessarily apply to Punk with somebody approaching him to physically attack him, because I think if you tried to fight Punk in real life, you'd have to deal with some legal stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Punk has a legal team, maybe not a bodyguard, but I'm sure he has a legal team that if he was physically attacked, he could file charges on that person, and that person gets into some trouble. Because Punk is a somewhat of a celebrity in the gaming world. He has a following. He has affiliation contracts with the sponsors and stuff. So he's kind of a public figure in the sense that if you were to physically attack him, you get yourself in a lot of legal trouble. But the average guy, casual player, you go meet them and knock on their door, you know what I'm saying, and it's between you and them. So Punk can kind of get away with his antics because he's kind of protected behind the wall. The more famous you are, the kind of more protected you are, because if somebody physically attacks you, you're going to get the favor of the public more so than somebody who's nobody who got physically attacked. You see what I'm saying? So Punk shouldn't do it, but he can kind of do that, what he's doing, because he's a public figure. He can be the villain and I don't even think he's a real villain. I think he's just acting a role. He watches LTG, right? Because Punk and LTG are actually cool. Don't get it twisted. Punk and LTG talk behind the scenes. And Punk has been watching LTG. That's why he's starting to mimic him. This isn't a coincidence that Punk is acting the way he is. LTG's playing a character, right? We know this, that low tier God is not, or Dale, whatever his name is, he's not the individual that he shows you on his YouTube channel. LTG is playing a character, and you guys are buying into that character, and he's making money off of you. This is the truth about LTG. You make all these little videos about how LTG is salty and he rage quits. All that stuff is marketing. All that stuff is intentional. So you're not hurting his feelings when you clip him rage quitting. His rage quitting is the character that he's playing. He has found a lucrative niche, LTG, and it's working for him. It's not necessarily about being the best at the game. It's about making money. And you see what I'm saying? LTG has figured out that that the FGC are sheep, and that they're childish children. They're very childish and immature. True. So to watch, and this is Dale talking. I'm watching interviews of Dale talking. Like, all this is scripted. It's all planned. He has it all figured out for himself. And then Punk is watching that, right? So, but Punk is not as funny as LTG. Punk is not as intimidating as LTG. I'm not intimidated by LTG, but the guy is 6'5" and got muscles, and I can see how most men who aren't average size would be intimidated by a big guy. Just know how men think. Men size each other up. So if LTG met you in person, this dude's 6'5", and he works out like crazy. Standing over you, looking at you, you're probably 5'9" guys are going to walk away from the LTG. So he too can get away with his antics because he's a big guy. And secondly, this is all an act. This isn't who he really is. He's acting. He's following a script. He's playing a character. He goes live. He cusses people out. He rage quits. He acts all mad like he lost. It's all an act. Punk, on the other hand, is just good at video games. He's not a good actor. So when Punk tries to do what LTG does, their response to him is, "You're salty." I don't think Punk is that salty either. I think Punk is trying to play the character, his own version of LTG, but he's not a good actor. And his voice, he doesn't have a good voice that you want to hear. And I'm not taking shots at Punk. I'm just being honest. Listening to Punk talk on the mic is kind of cringy. His voice is kind of screechy. So if you're listening to that all day, you're not going to take that guy serious versus listening to LTG's voice, how he gets real animated with his voice. It's exciting. It makes people like being scared. I don't know what that's about, but it's entertaining. It works for LTG. Like him, love him, or hate him, it's working because even if you hate him, you're going to click on this video so that you can hate him.
Just kind of see the car wreck.
So it doesn't matter. He's good. He's winning even when you're trying to roast him. You're still helping LTG win. So he has beat everybody. LTG is the villain on the top of the mountain laughing at everybody because you can hate him, but you're still clicking on his video, making commercials play for him, right? So, and Punk, I think, and this is me guessing, I can't say this is definitive, just watching it. How does Punk make this transition from nice guy to mean guy suddenly? Where'd that come from? Because him and LTG have been cool. They're cool behind the scenes. Think about rap beef. You know how rappers got albums about to roll out and they fake beefing, right, to get us all into. That's what Punk and LTG do. They fake beef with each other to make us take sides, make us both watch both of their channels. The thing Punk was trying to accuse me of, clout chasing, this is what they do. Punk goes at LTG, LTG goes at Punk. They're clout chasing each other. But it's not clout chasing. They're both in agreement with what's happening. It's all discussed behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So, but the FGC buys into it thinking it's real. Taking sides, literally, the Punk side, the LTG side. All of the fans are taking sides and donating to both of their channels. They're both winning. And they're not really beefing. And LTG is not really this evil guy that we think he is. You don't have to like him. I don't like the things he does, but I know that he's playing a character, so I'm not triggered by the thing LTG does because none of it is real. It's all fake. All of it. It's not real emotion. He's not really mad. When he throws the controller and walks away from the camera and cursing and all the stuff he's doing, it's all scripted. He turns the mics off and busts out laughing at everybody. He'll cut his mic off, cut his camera off, cut the stream off, and in the privacy of his home, he's laughing, cracking up, laughing at how much money he just made from everybody who tuned in. You see what I'm saying? And once you grow up and look past the drama and the BS and see the scheme for what it is, it's like, you know what? I'm not going to be triggered by these guys. I'm not going to respond and react to or get in my feelings about the things they do because it's all a parlor trick, But you and I can see through that. How many FGC people can actually see through the BS? The fandom. They're such a fan of this person, you don't see that they're not the person you think that they're portraying themselves to be. They're just not. This is an act. They have to do this in order to get Google AdSense money. You have to understand how these things work. I've gotten famous because I'm really good at a game. Now I'm going to play a character on YouTube so people can find me interesting. It's really simple.
It's so when you take a situation like that where you have sort of this, it feeds each other. Sometimes I sit and wonder, like, is this just because for instance, there's different shows, on YouTube or Facebook or whatever that are like, yeah, this is what we want, and like,
Mhm.
is it a situation where it kind of is necessary to feed one another? Like, do you need, kind of like, do you need sort of like, Punk and LTG? Is it a situation where it's
Mhm.
needed, necessary to feed one another to make the FGC interesting, or is the FGC enough, like, to, I guess, enough to sustain itself without the salt game? You know what I'm saying?
I think I think there's a third aspect that we need to consider here because I hear you. I hear what you're saying for those two aspects you put up. Consider this third aspect that neither of them, whoever they are, because we just use LTG and Punk as an example. This isn't about them two.
Yeah,
Please don't
this
think
could
this
be
isn't
any two
about them two.
people.
This is anybody, right? They're just
They're
names
just
you guys
polarizing.
recognize.
Yeah,
That's all it is. So the third aspect is they're not doing it for the FGC. They're not trying to make things interesting. They found a niche and they're doing it for themselves.
true that.
And
True that.
and they network with each other behind the scenes to try to see, okay, you're a gamer, I'm a pro gamer. I've been to this tournament, you've been to that tournament, you know who I am, blah blah. They got each other's numbers, they interact with each other, and they schedule these things. It's all planned out because they can't make money off of being a pro gamer going to these tournaments. COVID happened, they can't travel, they can't really go win those jackpots, so they gotta create revenue some way. How do we get people to tune in? From Smug to Punk to LTG to Brian F to all of them network with each other. Rob TV, all of them network with each other, and whether it's a fake beef situation, whether it's just a podcast, you see Nesto will always have the guys on his channel, or Nesto has all of them guys on. They all network for the clicks and views and the notoriety. So I don't think they're doing it to benefit the FGC. I think it's self benefit with with maybe a connect here and there, a plug here and there. Let's say I don't think all of them get along per se. I don't think they're all friends, but I think they have little cliques and little sects amongst themselves where five of them are cool, and then there's other three. These guys are cool, and those four guys are cool. And since they all got big followings apiece, they all like kind of like pull each other up in a sense. Whereas LTG and Punk may stage a fake beef, Smug and Sonic Fox may just have a joint stream. Everything ain't fake beef all the time. They all have their own little approaches to it. But I think the third aspect is that this has nothing to do with the FGC at all. It's everything to do with self-preservation. It's a good idea for me to make some money, so let's do it. We don't care how it affects the FGC, good, bad, or indifferent, as long as we're getting money from it. That's the third aspect.
All right. So if okay, because let's look at it this way. Let's say, all right, all this stuff is fantasy. All
Yeah.
this is, all this stuff is made up. Oh no, she didn't catch me. I don't know why this particular match is so laggy. But like, all this stuff is fantasy. All this stuff is made up, right? Why, like, why does it work so well? If we all know, like, hey, we know this isn't, is it real? I mean, even though like, even though to a certain degree, there is a bit of realism in it, because even though, like, hey, it's not, even though it's not real on their end, it plays out as real in maybe like pools, or even a situation where there's maybe like lesser known players or gamers, or ones that are like, hey, I'm not down with this particular, what I'm saying? Is it a situation where not only, maybe the particular FGC might not need it to survive, or maybe it's a situation just for them, but with the way it's run, when those extra people get involved that might be outside, because I mean we've seen it happen even in the rap game, even though I'm not saying that FGC is exactly rap game, but when you have these
It might
extra
well be.
outside, well, yeah, I guess you could say to a certain degree, you get
To a certain degree. Yes.
these outside people involved, that might not know that this, like, hey, we just playing, like, this is, this is for streams or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
like, so say you're in an event, you got your boy there, and your
Mm.
boy don't know that this is fantasy. Your boy like, look, you jumped up in so and so's face, and now I'm ready. Now I'm ready to fight,
Mm-hmm.
and he ready to go to the trunk on somebody.
Mm-hmm. And that goes to people's background, how people came up. This is why I say I can't ultimately speak to the why, if that makes sense. But I can say that we all just need to be careful with what we say to people. Just because you can win a fight don't mean you and that person should actually fight. Because what are y'all fighting for exactly? What's the beef? At the end of the day, it's stupid. When you look back on the confrontation that you had with said individual, as time passes, you're gonna tell yourself, man, that was stupid. You're not saying it in the moment, because in the moment you're riled up, ready to fight. But I'm saying if you actually look at the root of the reason you and that guy fought, the root of it is because we had a misunderstanding. At the end of the day, a gaming situation, game tournament, bring your boy there like you said, and then somebody get up in his face, or this just turned ugly. It turned ugly. Why?
Yeah.
Why did it turn ugly? Outside of a physical attack, like if you playing and you win, and the guy just steal on you and punch you in the face, you have every right to fight back. It's not about the video game anymore. But I'm saying most situations happen over words exchanged. Words were exchanged in each other's face, and then fists start flying. But after we done throwing fists, why did we just do that? Is my rhetorical question. Why did we just do that? Was that all that necessary? It becomes foolish at the end of the day when you look back on it. Of course, you're not thinking clearly in the moment. Nobody is, myself included. You're not thinking clearly in the moment, but you're gonna look back and reflect on past events, and you're gonna tell yourself, man, that was dumb. Yeah, I got into a fight, I got into a squabble with these dudes at this event, man. It was crazy. You're going to tell the story, but you're still going to think to yourself, man, that was dumb. You just, you know what I'm saying? Because if we look back on Homeboy Kaz, when he was talking about it, I was listening to him tell the story, and I could hear it in his voice. He didn't say it verbatim, but I could hear it in his voice as he was telling the story. He was feeling like, man, I'm telling the story, and I'm not proud of it, but this is what happened. And he just told us what happened. But I could hear in his voice that he wasn't proud of it. He was not proud of his own actions. Even though he felt compelled to do what he had to do, he reflected on it by telling us the story. That was his way of reflecting. And I'm using him as an example of, you're going to look back on your actions and you're going to tell yourself, that was dumb. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to do it. You're going to grow up, time's going to pass, and you're going to be like, man, you're going to be in a group session talking about it with whoever, and as you tell the story, you're thinking to yourself, man, that was so stupid. But you're going to continue to tell the story because it's relevant to the conversation at the time. So that's why I use Kaz as an example. You can listen to him talk, listen to his voice as he tells the story. He told us from his best memory, and I felt like he was being honest. I don't think he was lying, but I also think he honestly is not super proud of it either. You see what I'm saying? So you got to live with yourself at the end of the day about how you just reacted to something. And if you can't live with yourself, then maybe what you did was wrong. Because nobody should. You might not listen to people tell you you're wrong. You might be stubborn and kind of dismiss it. But God gonna tell you you're wrong because you're gonna reflect on it, and you're gonna reflect on it. You're gonna tell the story to whoever wants to hear it as time go by, and you're gonna be like, yeah, man, that was dumb. You know what I'm saying? Even though 50 people told you it was dumb, You didn't hear it. Time had to go by for you to tell yourself, man, that was some stupid. I got to a fight at the club, or we was at the 24-hour fitness in the basketball gym, and we was playing basketball. Dude elbowed me the wrong way, and we got to scrapping. As you tell the story about what took place at the basketball court at 24-hour fitness, you're thinking to yourself, man, that was dumb. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just human nature, like Jules said in chat room. It's just human nature, you know. But I think we all should check ourselves and ask, look, is this worth whooping his behind over? Do I really need to swing on this guy? Ask yourself those questions in those moments if you can. If you can calm down and if you can. I'm not saying this is going to be easy. I'm saying if you can, these are steps you can take to walk away from and keep a situation from escalating. You can calm yourself down by, in the moment, man, is this dude really worth me body slamming right now? You know what I'm saying? What is it going to lead to? What if you fight the guy and lose, nerd? What if you lose the fight? See, that's the thing.
Because there's no guarantee.
Well, if you lose, what if you fight this dude in real life who's talking trash to you, and you want to teach him a lesson, and you lose, nerd? What if, you know, this is why you shouldn't just fight everybody.
That joint is...
Because that could happen. It could actually happen. You a tough guy, right? You playing Tekken, you playing Street Fighter, y'all in each other's face. Not online. I'm talking about y'all in the real, you know, offline. And you win a money match, right?
Yeah.
You know how they have money matches all the time.
Oh, those money matches, boy.
Right?
Those money matches are a problem.
The money matches gonna get you. But okay, so the guy beat you. You gotta pay him. You gotta pay him $500. It was a $500 money match. Pay up, right? I ain't paying you nothing, right? You have to beat me up and take it. You know, we don't gotta. I'm gonna bully this guy, right? You a bully, right? I ain't finna pay you. What you gonna do about it? And he beat your behind and take his $500 from you. You see what I'm saying? Like, and you can, that can happen that way. You can decide you gonna teach somebody a lesson for disrespecting you, and you get beat down, you know, and lose.
Because that joint can't happen.
So, I think we all, like I said, we should draw our own line and self-govern and keep the peace, man. Talk trash. I ain't saying be docile and be, you know, timid. I'm not telling y'all to not be men. I'm saying draw the line, man. You know that you a man, so you know another man got the same testosterone you got, and you know you will only let certain people go so far with you. So think about that when you're dealing with another man. You as a man won't let a person go too far with you. So if you just feel compelled to talk trash, think of it in terms of another male who has the same testosterone and I ain't taking no ish from nobody mentality that you got. Think about that when you're talking trash, that this person may be just like you, if not worse, and now you got something you got to deal with because you just in the mood to talk some trash today. You see what I'm saying? So you got to self-govern. We got to be honest with ourselves as men. You can't whoop everybody. You ain't Billy Badass. You're only so tough. But it's not about being tough to win fights. It's about earning your respect without fighting. Do you know how difficult it is to get somebody to respect you without actually beating them up? That's a challenge for a lot of guys. They can't earn respect unless they bullying people. You see what I'm saying? Can you get the respect of a person without being a bully? Are you capable of doing that? Can you get people to just respect you out just because you deserve respect outside of you intimidating them to respect you? Because if you got to intimidate people, then obviously you have a hard time getting respect anywhere. And you can't whoop enough behinds to earn it because people just don't respect you. But respect comes with behavior. It doesn't come with how many people you can beat up. Your behavior is how you earn respect.
Are you sure? I thought respect came with how many people you had following you on Twitter.
In this digital age, I'm an old man. I'm a fossil, so everybody's trying to hear what I got to say, nerd.
Like it's one of Ram is back. See if Ram wants some more. I don't know what was going on with the connection for the last game. Like I fought it out, but that joint was not. It was not the best. Like Guilty Gear was like maybe I don't know something going on with Spectrum. I don't know, but it was not happening. And I don't mind playing no Ram players because I need practice on Ram because like she a problem, man. Ram is okay. Since you playing Guilty Gear, would you consider
Yeah,
Ram S tier?
yeah. Ram is S tier. Yeah, she is. She's definitely up there. Ram Lethal is F tier, bro. I don't call her Ramathal. I call her Ram Lethal because she's lethal. Them
Yeah,
swords is cheap, man, and she can cross you up and
man,
put
she can
like this.
cross you
I
up
don't
for
take too
real.
many Ram fights. I don't take too many Ram fights. That's what I like about Guilty Gear. You can pick your battles, and if you don't want to fight somebody, you ain't got to fight them, and it won't affect your rank. If I see that you're using Ram, I'm not even fighting you. I'm gone. Unless I'm in practice
Yeah,
mode and it comes through and I accidentally take it, I ain't finna like quit out the match. But I'm not finna go a whole set with you. So if I accidentally take a Ram fight, it's a one and done. We're not going 3 sets. Nah, just one Ram fight, win or lose. I don't care. I don't want to fight Ram.
Mm,
I actually just fought a Ram when I was sitting there talking this whole time. I just fought a Ram and I won and I just left. I didn't do that.
yeah, because I'm
But I
on
won. I
seven
still want
rollback
to fight.
frames right now. Like this joint is not fun.
I don't look. I'm not saying Ram is trash. She's very good. I don't want to fight her. I'd rather fight Baiken. I love fighting Baiken. I can't stand Ram. I can't stand uh, Axel, and I can't stand Zato. So I can tolerate Soul and Kai, but I get sick of seeing them so much. It's like, okay, I fought enough of y'all today. Let me fight the rest of the roster. So Soul and Kai is not so bad. It's just that everybody uses Soul and Kai, right? And I just would like to fight the other people on the roster sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, can I fight other guilty? Can I fight, Chip? Can I fight, you know, Go Lewis? Can I fight Leo? Like, does every fight have to be Soul and Kai? That's what I'm thinking to myself. But everybody uses those two characters. So my issue with them isn't their gameplay. It's the fact that everybody named Soul and Kai. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I get
Shouts out
it,
to
Kai
uh
and
shouts
Soul.
out to Kitty.
Yeah, it's like it's not hating on the character or the gameplay. Now, as far as if I'm hating on gameplay, it's Ram, Zato, and Axel. I'm straight hating on their gameplay. I don't like those characters, but Ram is dope. She's not trash. She's just hard to beat. But Kai and Soul, it's not hating on gameplay. It's just okay. I'm seeing y'all just
Y'all
all
everywhere.
everybody play. Yeah, it's like yo, does anybody play with anybody else other than Soul and Kai? Because I'm a Potemkin main, so you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
shouts out
I
to
don't see
Potemkin.
it, but yeah, and I don't like mirror matches, but I will fight a Potemkin with my Potemkin. Like I don't mind that mirror match because they're both slow, and it's not something. I can deal with Potemkin if I got Potemkin, but I don't want to fight Potemkin if I'm playing with Leo or Chip or something like that. Like I don't want to fight against Potemkin, but if I have to take a Potemkin fight, then I'm Potemkin too. We finna mirror match, and I'm finna slam you because you slamming me. You know what I'm saying? So whoever the last slam wins. you know.
Hold up. Man, this even why does she seem fast even in a laggy fight?
I was gonna ask you that, man. Like, I thought it was just me. Like, you just ram, you fighting this laggy as all get out. Like, what is that about? I was gonna ask you that, but I thought it was just my stream doing that. Like, no, this person is really laggy. Y'all
Yeah,
moving in slow motion.
yeah, this is not
Y'all moving in slow motion, bro. Like that is like I honestly thought it was my phone trying to catch up to your stream,
nah,
but no, this
bruh.
person's laggy. This person is really laggy, man.
And then did that lag didn't give a brother the all right, come on now.
I wouldn't rematch this after you there. Like, let's do this. That's ridiculous, man. Then again, you playing on PC, so a number of things could be happening. You know how we talk in the inbox a lot about PC people and the stuff that they do. So it could be a situation where he's trying to lag switch.
Nice. I pulled out the win, but boy, yeah, I can't, but I can't.
You just can't focus like that. How you go? That's anxiety, bro. Like, that's too much lag, man.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I don't know what it is. I can't
It ain't
run
just
that
you.
lag. I don't
It
know what
ain't
it
just you.
is.
It's everybody.
Cause I'm like, I'm not a Wi-Fi warrior at all, so I don't know how this is happening. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come out a quick start and then see. I'm gonna come out a quick start and then see what it is on just regular floors. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to like get to today is just see like your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? What how people are feeling about this because I was watching the videos. There's like three videos right now circulating that are semi recent. Say within the last 2 to 3 months about people kind of like running down, hypest salt moments or the biggest pop offs and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was watching it, there's just something and of course, your age gives you some perspective too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna front like it
Yeah.
doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
there's something that's really sophomoric about it. Something that's really like frat
Immature.
boy kind of nature about it. And I was watching, I was like, yeah, I don't want to go to any of these events. Like if it like
It could be a thing about we're getting older, right? We're both fathers, we're both
yeah, true,
husbands.
true.
So the things that excite you and me as fathers/husbands don't excite a guy who's not a husband or a father. He's just a
Yeah.
gamer.
Yeah,
A
that's
lot of these
true.
guys are 25, 30 years old. They don't have wife and kids. Maybe they got a job and nice little income going for themselves, nice little ride, nice little crib, but they're living a bachelor life. They're living a single life. You got the money, they got
Single
the women. Yeah,
life.
and that's and as well they should be doing that in their 20s. Most of these guys who most of the FGC is 20 something. You know what I'm saying? The majority, I can't give a percentage, but I would go out on a limb and say the majority of the FGC is between the ages of 13 and probably 13 to probably 30, right? The
Yeah.
majority age. Of course,
Yeah.
you and I were boomers. We're part of FGC too, but the predominant age group is 13 years old to 30 years old. So the majority of these guys aren't married with children in our they're not they don't they may be adults, but they're not settled down yet to where something like this wouldn't excite you because you have so much other things going on and other responsibilities that you don't even notice these pop off salts, right? You got to come tell me that somebody did a pop
Yeah.
off salt because I'm not looking for it. I'm so busy with responsibilities that I may have a couple hours to myself at night to sit down and play this game, be laying in bed later on, get up, go to work, and start all over again. Where my focus and attention is as a father/husband isn't on looking at events to see salt pop offs, but somebody who doesn't have the responsibilities I have would have time to focus on that
Mm.
and be interested in it and be entertained by it. I wouldn't look for something like that because for me, I did that already, right? I may have been part of the salt pop off when I was 25. I've been to tournaments. I ain't never got to no physical fights, but I've been to tournaments where we got hype. Just because I'm not famous and a pro player doesn't mean I don't have any tournament experience on Tekken or on Play or Street Fighter. Like, I'm 40 years old. Before there was internet, we all had to meet up and get tournaments. You go to the mall. The mall always had an arcade. Every mall I grew up with had an arcade there. where we would all meet up at the arcade and put our quarters on the machine, and we're having a tournament. All of us group versus this group, and we meet up on this playing Tekken, Street Fighter, whatever game, wherever it is. And it's like 10 of us, you know what I'm saying? And then when those of us who could afford to get the home console, we would all go to each other's houses and play on the console and pass the controller around. Still a tournament setting with 10 or 12 people piled up in a room. And it gets a little heated, but we didn't fist fight. Yes, it got heated. I'm not acting like I'm a saint here as I talk on this live stream. I was 22, 23, 19, 17, different moments, different points where I'm in a group setting with a bunch of guys playing a video game and it's getting a little heated. But we know where to stop. We knew that shut it down as far as, okay, let's not go too far. Hey, man, all right, look, good games or whatever you got that. Take the little jokes that they're throwing at you. Take your shots because everybody's gonna roast you. But we can all leave that building and not attack each other as we're going back to our cars to go home.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like we talked trash. Yes, the 12 of us is in this living room. It could be my crib, his crib, and we're over somebody's house because we're 19, 20, 21. We got a little place and we're starting our little young lives. We would either meet up at the mall or meet up over somebody's house. And we're all between the ages of 19 and 23, right? And it's 12 of us. And it gets heated. We're throwing shots. We're talking trash. We're cracking jokes. We're roasting each other. We're playing the game. But we're not physically fighting. We're not so sensitive to what's being said that we feel we got to attack each other. It just didn't get it to that point. We took our L's and we took it on chin. And some of us are still cool to this day. These guys now are married with children. These guys that I'm talking about. One of his name is Tori. I call him my brother. Known this man 20 years. We met at a Tekken tournament. I won. And then I invited him back to my house, him and two other guys, and he beat the crap out of me at my house to let me know that I'll let you win that tournament. And we've been cool ever since.
That's what's up.
He put me in my place because I was all boasty. I'm good at Tekken, and it's what Cass said this. I love this. Cass must be talking about me because I just keep thinking about Cass. Cass said something to the effect that he used to play Tekken at home, and then when online came out, he realized he wasn't that good. Well, that's kind of how I was. Like I'd be everybody else I played on Tekken offline. Then I went to a tournament, played people who I'd never seen before, like Tori, for example, who, like I said, my brother. I called my brother. I won the tournament. But when we went home to my house to play on the home console, where we wasn't on the arcade sticks, and he was able to set his buttons, you know what I'm saying, his controller, because we was playing on the arcade machine. I won the Tekken tournament on the arcade machine. I believe it was Tekken 4. I think it was Tekken 3. No, it was Tekken 3. So we met, exchanged numbers. We went home to kick it at my house. Him and two other guys. We were all it was four of us. And Tori beat the crap out of all four of us, and he never got off the controller. He stayed on the left side of the screen, and we all passed the controller around. He's like, "Yeah, man, you won a little $150, but I wanted to prove to you that you ain't that good at Tekken." He told me that to my face. We was like 19 years old. I had my own apartment. He had his own apartment, but I was 19 years old, and I had my own crib. I'm just telling my story to say, yeah, we talked trash. Trash was talked, right? But me and Tori we're still cool 20 years later. 20 years later. Trash was talked, insults were thrown in each other's face. He came to my house, sat on my couch, and beat me in my own house and talked trash to me in my own house, on my couch. Tori.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
The guy I'm talking about,
you're supposed to have a little bit of class, man. Just, you know.
Yeah, but we talk about two 19-year-old guys. If I'm 19,
I know.
He's 19. You know what I'm saying? We ain't mature. But I had my own apartment. He had his own apartment. He was in college, and I was just, I was in college too, but I was working. But I was at a Tekken tournament. I met Tori 21 years ago, at a Tekken tournament. We were both 19 years old. So this was a toxic meeting that to this day, the friendship that we have has nothing to do with Tekken or video games at all. That's my brother. If he called me and I'm able to, I'm coming to. He lives in Louisiana. I'm driving to Louisiana to see about my brother Tori because he's already done it for me. He's gotten on the road and driven all the way to Houston just to see about me. Hey, bro, I just want to see you. I know we ain't talking in a while, ain't see you in a while. He came and sat on my couch and met my wife. So, you know what I'm saying? That's my brother from another mother. We met on a video game in a toxic situation, talking trash, and I'm telling that story to say that it is possible for us to be peaceful at these gaming tournaments. It's possible for us as men to have a competitive situation, have a whole whatever. But when we're done with that, we should also be able to sit down like men and talk and agree to disagree, but not be at each other's necks. Because like I just said, been knowing Tori for 21 years, and we met in a toxic situation at a tournament. The very thing we're talking about on this show tonight is how me and Tori met in face-to-face, because we didn't have internet back then 21 years ago. Internet was there, but it was for the rich people. We were still Neanderthal playing on the console in the arcade with the quarters. So that's how we met. We didn't fight. We've been brothers ever since. And he beat me. He came to my house and he beat me on my couch and talked trash to my face. One would say that's
a bad first.
It is, but I didn't let it turn into that. Now I bet you right now, if I call Tori right now and say, bro, I'm in a bind, blah blah blah. Tori gonna jump in the truck with something in the trunk, and he coming to see about me. This is the same person who came to beat me on my couch and talk trash to me. Will come right now if I called him and say, I'm in an emergency situation, bro, come see about me. He's already done it. And that's why I say ain't no if. He done already done it. It's more than once. In 21 years span, he has come to see about me. I'm talking about 6-7 mile drive from New Orleans to Houston to see about me. Because I'm his brother, and I've done the same. And I'm saying this is a friendship that I have developed meeting somebody in a tournament setting in the FGC, and it didn't turn toxic, negative, hate, street, beef. That's not what it turned into. It turned into a brotherhood. I gained a brother out the deal. Even though we were toxic in the beginning, I gained a brother instead of an enemy. You feel me?
Word.
So I'm living the example of the thing that I'm saying we should do.
It's like we can have fun, and be like, because there's nothing wrong with like razzing one another. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to say that, man. Just one thing to talk, man, but you got to give people real stories because people think you just give your opinion. No, I'm living this. I'm living these examples I'm giving y'all. I'm gonna send a clip, send this link to Tori. I know he probably asleep right now, but I'm gonna send this to Tori so he can listen to this. He gonna crack up laughing. He gonna come comment on the video and be like, "Yeah, I booked this behind."
Yo, all right, so okay, I know we coming on the end. We've been online for a minute, but all right, so check it.
Mm-hmm.
I never forget my first tournament. It's Capcom versus SNK 2. So once again, I've been playing people at like my house. They didn't want a rematch. Okay. Oh well. Okay. So I'll just say this real quick. I was on the floor. You know how you do the quick match? It puts you on your floor, and I kept having those laggy matches. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me go on. Let me go on and go to the floor above mine and see what's going on. I haven't had a laggy match yet. Here come another Ram though. Here we go. But all right. So CVS 2. I was the man in my house. I was the man in like the neighborhood. Yo, bruh, I got beat so bad at my first ever tournament. I wanted to disappear, and like it was so bad because the person that beat me, they didn't even talk trash. It was just like whatever. They just like got up and walked away. Okay, so all right, is it just Ram players that have lagged in? Because this is another Ram.
I think he's just having a bad look tonight.
It's Char from Gundam. It's the same person again. What is going on? See, I should.
This is why I don't sit in practice mode away from my fights. I go to the lobby and look at the fight station. I want to see who these people is, because once you take them fights, you stuck in them, bro. You can't. back out. I mean,
Yo,
you can rage quit, but you don't want to rage quit, so you just take the
yeah,
fight the other
man,
way.
what? Yeah, something ain't right because like I just had two great matches. The time was great. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, and all of a sudden now we back on seven rollback frames. Like, and of course my moves aren't coming out because my buttons aren't, they're not timed right. So like my moves ain't coming out. Yeah, this is, yeah, I something ain't right. Char from Gundam. There's no way I was able to have two matches with you and it was still
Hmm.
bad. And yeah, it's, how did they get a counter off that? What is going on in these streets? But anyway, um, I knew at that moment, like, yeah, it's not good in these streets right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, your boy ain't having an awesome time.
Yeah.
And so I'll say this because I know in closing, I guess I'll say this. Like guys, like there's nothing wrong with like, you know, playful back and forth, even some, you know, decent trash talking. But like once you start like just be careful once you start like actually facing that particular person and like, you
Yeah.
know, kind of like going and seeking that person out. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of things because that's when it gets, you know what I'm saying? You know the deal. Like, you know, that's when that that's just when it gets, you know, you getting in a personal realm and you know what I'm saying, it's not the game no more, you know what I'm saying?
And
It's
at the end
not.
of the day, at the end of the day, you're conjuring up unnecessary energy over a video game. If you're gonna conjure up that type of energy, that type of excitement, do it for something that's meaningful. You know, put your energy somewhere that can make a difference, even if it's just for yourself. Like focus on something that's gonna benefit you instead of something that's just wasting time. You know, and I guess the older I get, the less I want to waste my time. So if it's not worth your time, I think you know what I say this, and I know Jules listening. Jules dropped a jewel on me. We were having a private conversation one time. He was like, "Man, you know, don't give it more than 5 seconds. If it's something that is not worth your time, don't give it more than 5 seconds. And if it's worth your time, give it a little bit more time." So this is Jules who told me this, and he said that to me. Well, he said it on the live, but he wasn't saying it to me. He just said it, and it was after the live we got to talking. I was like, man, I was like, I got real quiet on the show. I let the guys do talk because I was sitting there marinating on what he said. I was like, yo, I'm sitting here dropping Jews, and then he dropped a Jew, and it sat on me, and it's still sitting on me. I know he laughing. I know he laughing, but it's still sitting on me because it's so true. It's like I was like, I need to do that. I actually myself need to apply that. Like, don't give it more than 5 seconds, whatever it is. Don't give it more than 5 seconds because you ain't got that much time. You getting older and you ain't got a whole lot of time to waste on stupid stuff, you know. So it's like like Jules dropped that on me and I just can't forget him. I love him for that, man, because I never thought of in those terms. Like it makes so much sense. You know, don't conjure up a lot of energy that's that you gotta carry with you because people don't understand. Even when you leave the circumstance, that stuff's still lingering in your head, even though you ain't even talking to that person no more. You ever get to an argument? I know we about to sign off, but you ever get to an argument with somebody, a heated exchange, and then y'all part ways, right? And y'all ain't talking, but you still kind of like thinking about that argument that you had with that person. It's still on you. You see what I'm saying? That's what people. That's the truth I want to speak to. Even though you have blocked this individual or decided to not engage this individual no more, y'all had a heated exchange, and now it's stuck on you until it wears off. And you got to ask yourself, do you want that on you? Is that individual worth you carrying that for another 2 more hours after y'all finish? You see what I'm saying? Because Y'all might not even be talking no more and engaging each other no more, but 2 hours later, it's still on you. Like, man, this mother, they can't believe this. You know what I'm saying? You still like kind of like harping on it, even though nobody can hear you. You're in the privacy of a space. Nobody can hear you.
You still like,
right?
you still like, I can't believe this happened.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's the honest truth I want to say. People know what I'm talking about. They might not own up to it. Nobody can hear you doing this, but you're still doing it. And you got to ask yourself, is that individual who you just had that exchange with worth you carrying it for the next 3, 4, 5 hours of your day? You know what I'm saying? And you think about how people just get to you from a distance. They ain't even near you, and they all in your psyche for the next 5 hours because they done got to you. You know, like Jules said, don't give it no more than 5 seconds. But that ain't me saying it. That's the homie Hiram Hankins in the chat room that said it. That's his phrase, his jewel. I'm giving him credit for it. I'm just repeating it because y'all probably didn't hear him say it. So I'm giving it to y'all on your stream. Don't give it no more than 5 seconds. And shout out to the homie Hiram Hankins in the chat room for giving us that jewel.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for those jewels. Because I remember being I was in an interview and somebody was like, you know, how do you handle, you know, like say people hating on you or whatever? And I was like, you know, I mean, you know, we all human, so like I don't expect you to not like experience the you know what I'm saying, the particular, you know, emotion, but experience the emotion and then like let it go. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that joint, man, good God, this Nago is taking it to me right now. Like it's crazy right now. So it's like I'm just a young boy trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make it out alive up in here.
Hey, yeah, exactly, man. I'm trying to. For me, I'm gonna say it 100 times. I'm just trying to have fun, man, on my game. I don't need those vibes. I talk trash, but you know, I don't want you to die. I'm not threatening your children when I talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wishing death on you. You know, I don't. It's not that. It's not that serious, man. It's just a game. Have fun. And I think before we go, I want to say this. This is about being a fighting game player, and people can argue me if they want to and beat me down, but I don't care. I'm gonna say it live. As far as your skill in a video game, I think the true skill player is the one that's got the most losses, not the one that's got the most wins.
Because there's more experience.
Losses are lessons. Yes. If you winning and you ain't losing, you ain't learning. So don't worry about your win-loss record per se. Just if whatever fighting games you playing, whether it's 2D, 3D, whatever your thing is, if it's skill that you're trying to achieve, you achieve that by losing. You gotta anybody that claims to be high level, off top, I know that you're a loser, and that's not a bad thing. All winners are losers, because in order to win, you gotta lose to learn how to win. You can't start off winning. You got to start off losing so that you learn how to. Every winner has lost. Every winner has lost. So if you're claiming to be a winner, automatically by default, I know you took some L's. You know what I'm saying? And when you adopt that concept, you'll get over yourself when you think you've high skilled on the fight. You'll stop being so egotistical about how whatever your rank is, because whatever your rank is, you took a lot of L's to get there. Of course, you got there by winning because you had to win to get the promotion, but you took L's along the way. So if you're a god, you was a scrub before you was a god, and I don't care who you are. And was it pro, casual? Take the truth. If you high level, you took a lot of L's because you got to learn how to play. And an L is a lesson, not a loss. I want to say that before we sign off.
Yeah, it's definitely a lesson, not a loss. So with that said, this is going to be my last round against this Nago that has been teaching me a lot. But I'm on a floor that, you know, I'm not supposed to be on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What floor you on? You on the fifth floor?
I'm normally on 6. I came up on the 7. He delays that move so well. He catches me every time. Man, Nago is so powerful, man.
All right. Well, I guess you sign off after you finish this match.
Ooh, I actually won a round. Y'all. I got a
I'm
round.
just I'm disappointed in Nago, man. I really wanted to play with him because he was the black dude. I can't do
Yeah, I'm
nothing
gonna
with
be.
Nago. I really wanted to play Nago, bro, but I can't do nothing with
I
that
feel you.
character archetype.
Yeah, because
It's an
when I first
archetype,
saw him, I was like, oh, this dude is sweet. And shouts to
right?
what is that, Hotashi? Like he be killing it.
Kotachi. Katoshi's good. He is Nago, bro. You want to learn how to play with Nago? Watch Kotashi's YouTube channel. He know what he's doing.
Oh, ah yeah, he was waiting
I
for
feel
that. He was waiting for the dive kick. He got it.
I feel sorry for King of Fighters, man. King of Fighters is not gonna make it to the end of the year. Once the rest of these games come out, bro, King of Fighters is gonna get
Okay, you
forgotten
know what?
about.
There goes another topic. All right, real quick. I know, man. Okay, so
Go
thank
ahead.
you,
We can go ahead.
whoever this Nago is. Thank you for the match. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see if like there's something about KOF that doesn't come off. You know what I don't like about KOF? The
Mhm.
way um the way it looks when they hit each other, it looks like unfinished renderings or something like that.
I agree. I played the demo, so when I played the demo, I was like, okay, this is just King of Fighters 14 with some better rendered graphics and a EX move, or no, power crush or activation. You know how Street Fighter got to
Yeah.
activate where you go, or the focus attack. Street Fighter 4, the focus attack,
Hmm.
where it acts as a parry, but it's also an attack.
Even
Well,
though I
that's
could never pull it off, but I feel you.
right. But that's the added move that they gave King of Fighters 15. Now the characters can do that form of attack. It's not called focus, but when you click, you see where when they turn red, the little red bubble comes out. Okay, you hit that button, it stops time, activates, and you can kind of like go into a. It's the same concept as focus attack. It's the same concept as activation on Street Fighter Five. So I played the demo, so I kind of felt it. I know how the game feels, and I just like I stopped playing King of Fighters 14 for a reason. This is King of Fighters 14. It's not trash. It's just the same game, and I thought y'all was giving us a new game. So there is some added features, but the core gameplay is King of Fighters 14. The core gameplay, the back and forth punch and kick, quick punch, quick kick, light kick, rolling, the stiff jumping, because King of Fighters has always been a stiff fighting game. It's really stiff and precise. It's no room for error. Whereas like certain other fight games are more forgiving with the inputs. King of Fighters 15, King of Fighters period, your inputs have to be precise. You can't cheat the input or buffer it. You have to input it precisely, or your move won't come out. That's the learning curve for King of Fighters as a genre, is that
Hmm.
your inputs have to be precise. You can't cheat or be lazy like you normally do. I'm one of the laziest inputters in the history of fighting game. I'm maybe not the laziest, but I'm pretty lazy with my inputs. Like I get them, but I don't do it precisely. I kind of cheat a little bit when I'm doing it. That works for me on a lot of games. It doesn't work on King of Fighters. So what happens is people pull away from it because it's like you can't cheat the input. You got to be precise and you got to be kind of high level in the heat of the moment. And it's not hard to play. It's a little annoying. So King of Fighters is like that restaurant that you go out to eat every now and then, but you don't eat there all the time. It's that acquired taste where you may like sushi, but you're not eating sushi every day. And King of Fighters is sushi. It's not nasty. It doesn't taste horrible, but it's not a meal you're going to eat every day. That's my best description of King of Fighters without putting it down. It's not a put down. Sushi tastes great. You know what I'm saying? Just picking a meal that people wouldn't normally just eat. Like it's that restaurant that you go out to eat every now and then. But you ain't but your everyday meal is not sushi, right? Your everyday meal is something else. And that something else is the easy inputs where it's more forgiving. You're gonna play a game where the inputs are more forgiving rather than a game that requires you to be precise and win on top of that. That's a little stressful and people are not having fun. So the game doesn't suck. It visually looks great. The moves look fantastic. You can pull off some dope combos. But good luck wanting to continue to play. Good luck to want to continue playing it over and over again. Because a fighting game is something you play over and over again. I don't want to play King of Fighters 15 over and over again. Like I want to play DNF Duel. I want to play DNF Duel over and over again. You know, since I play Tekken over and over again. I play these other games over and over again. King of Fighters is a game it's sushi that I'm gonna go out every now and then on like Easter Sunday, right? And put my Easter suit on and go eat some sushi. But I ain't going back to the sushi restaurant for like 4 months. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So so I feel sorry for King of Fighters, man, because like I think they made us wait all these years to give us the same game. I think that was kind of like lazy. I'm glad I didn't spend that $60.
Yeah, you know how I do. You know I got to get the whole jam, so I'm glad. I'm glad I ain't spend that $100. Basically,
right. Save yourself $100, bro. I'm telling you. I played the demo. I played all of the betas, and I put it like this: the first beta came out. I played it. Second beta came out at the same time DNF Duel came out. And I was playing DNF Duel the whole time the DNF Duel beta was out. I did not pick up the second beta for King of Fighters. I was too into DNF Duel. Like, I just did not play King of Fighters at
DNF
all
Duel does look
in the
fun.
second beta. Yeah, I played the first beta King of Fighters. I didn't play the second one. And it's not because I was like, I knew what DNF Duel was. I tried DNF Duel out to see what it was, and I didn't put it down for the whole 3 days. I didn't pick up King of Fighters at all. Like, I played it again to see what they changed. Like, I downloaded both of them because the second beta for King of Fighters came out the same weekend as DNF Duel. So I played it again just to see, okay, what did they do different this time? What's different? Because I played all 3 of the Guilty Gears. Nothing was different. They let you play with the little new characters that they revealed. They let you play with the little black girl, and I'm just like, I don't want to play this game. And I played DNF Duel for the rest of the weekend. So as a consumer, not to hate on a product, if it's McDonald's or Burger King, I'm taking Burger King, which is DNF Duel. I don't want McDonald's. And King of Fighters is kind of like McDonald's right now. You know what I'm saying? I want the Whopper instead of the Big Mac. You feel me? So to put it in those terms, it's not a put down, it's a preference. Give me DNF Duel, and I'll play that. And I'm not okay. King of Fighters, that's nice. Hope you guys are having fun with that. You know, it's not making content for that game.
I'm not. Like, I look at it and like I was looking because in general I like my Shiranui, but you know what I'm saying, I'm like, nah. Because I used to rock with her on CVS, but I'm like, nah, I'm not getting this game. DNF Duel, Corrupt, that's a different thing.
Corrupt is kind of like our black duty. Like, as black men, it is our duty to get corrupt. Like, even if Corrupt is trash, and please, JW, please don't beat me up for saying this. I'm not saying it's trash. I'm saying if it is, we still have to get the game because you're black. Like, we just have to do it.
Yeah,
we have to do this. This is not about us. This is not about even JW. This is about the community here. It's about the culture. This is a historical moment. It's like this ain't about you. This ain't about me. It's about all of us. So we gotta get Corrupt because JW is a black man. I'm on some bigot stuff. I'm being a bigot right now. I don't care. I'm being a bigot. He's black, and that's why I'm buying it. Because he's black. Because of the color of his skin. Simply because of that reason. I don't care. I'm going to be a bigot, and I'm going to own it. I'm buying Corrupt because
That's
JW is black.
isn't bigotry about like something negative though? It's not like you're not doing something because of corrupt. You're doing
No,
something.
I'm
It's
being,
like you're doing
I'm
something
being silly.
positive.
Like I'm being silly, but being a bigot is just when you discriminate somebody against the color of their skin. Like you just don't like them because of their skin color. You make skin color the basis of your conclusion about a person, right? And that's it. Not because of their ability, not because of their what they bring to the table, will be simply because of their race. And that's what true bigotry is. Like their race, their belief. You can a person who's homosexual, you don't like them because they're homosexual. That's bigotry. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And like I said, I'm being silly about it, but I think JW know I'm being silly. I don't think he's
Yeah.
taking me seriously. I hope he's not. But
JW
because
and the real corrupt. We're excited for it.
oh yeah, bro.
I can't wait to see that joint.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Gotta support J Dub, man.
And thank you, Baiken, for giving me for dropping some knowledge on me. I've had some much better matches here. Let me go and get up out this joint. So with that said, big shout out to Jules. Shout out to Prince Onyx. Oh, if I can call you Jules, like I don't want to be that familiar with you. I don't want to be like, oh man, you don't know me like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's the term that was
That was good.
because now people be like, yo man, look, only he get to call me Jules, so I don't want to be like.
We all call him Jules. That's his name. We gonna give that man his flowers, man, because he drops Jules.
Yeah,
that's what he
word
does.
up, word up.
I just gave y'all one of his Jules on this show. Like I'm not hard, I'm not being stingy with it. He gave me the Jules, and I gave it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because this man's name is Jules. That's what he does. He drops Jules.
Yo man, you be coming with it. So with that said, open mind. Let them know where they can find you.
Of course, Open Mind, spell it with a Y. Twitter, I am Open Mind, spell it with a Y on IG. And on YouTube, hit me up at open_mind82 for PlayStation Network if you want to get any of these hands on Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, Dragon Ball Z, MK11, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Tekken 7, Guilty Gear, and I even play Smite. You can get it in Smite too. I got all the guides unlocked on Smite. If you want some of these Smite hands, hit your boy up on PlayStation Network. God bless y'all, credit bless y'all, and tell your auntie or your granny that I did good tonight.
Yes. So, big shout out to everyone who came through. I'll probably be playing Guilty. There's no other fighting game because I do enjoy Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball doesn't have me like Guilty Gear does. And like, don't get me wrong, it's not like you see me up in here wrecking shop, but
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm also fighting above my weight class in a lot of these matches. So
I got you.
But that's the only way you get better. You know what I'm saying? The only way you get better. Like I will say this: my first tournament, I did not go 0-2. I went 1-2 on Guilty Gear. So my first tournament. So I'm not part of the 0-2 crowd. You know what I'm saying? Just letting y'all know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those places. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up, follow, subscribe, like, and all that stuff. You got Open Minds link below. I'm going to hit that, subscribe, all that jazz. We'll see y'all later. I'm going to leave y'all with some dope animation, some dope comics. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better pick up them Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. I just pre-ordered that for this November. Issues 1 through 6 is going to be dope. Trill League is back for issue number 2. So Trill League episode 2 is coming out. Going to support that Kickstarter. Who else is doing anything? I can't remember who else, but there's other people out there doing anything. So I think Vigilance has one and some other cool folks. So from us to you, thank you for watching. And of course, until next time when I'm playing either Guilty Gear or waiting for Corrupt or DNF Duel, peace.
Peace.
You got to know that if you keep dwelling in the past, you will
Good day, gentlemen. This is a pre-recorded briefing made prior to your departure, in which, for security reasons of the highest importance, has been known on board during the mission. Now that you are in Jupiter's space, and the entire crew is revived, it can be told you. 18 months ago, the first evidence of intelligent life off the Earth was discovered. It was buried 40 feet below the lunar surface, near the crater